This idea that you should in actual fact trust the public sector instead of elected politicians is where I totally disagree with the Office of the Auditor General, who's just at the end of the day another bureaucrat. The Office of the Auditor General, to do with the gumboot contract, said something like this. He said that it didn't go through what Craig has described to you as the proper procurement process. But the proper procurement process essentially surrenders the responsibility from the Minister of Mental Health, Matt Ducey, to his bureaucrats at the Department of Health or the Ministry of Health. And essentially it would have been like Matt Ducey saying, well, I want to give $28 million to mental health services over a 4-month period, $24 million, over $26 million a year to a mental health service over the next 4 years. I'm going to give it to you. This is what the Office of the Auditor General wanted to happen. I'm going to give it to you bureaucrats at the Ministry of Health to work out who it should go to. Now, you see, or you could do it the other way, which is we're going to put in a coalition agreement that money is going to go to Mike King. We want to sort of try something here with King. We want to give him enough money for 4 years because we think he's on the right track at delivering a more tangible and effective health service. We'll put it in our health. We'll put it in our coalition agreement. Now, which would you prefer out of those two things? Something that's up front through our political process. This is what they're going to do if they get elected. This is what we're going to do in the coalition agreement, and it's done. Or would you prefer, no, we'll take that $24 million over 4 years, we'll give it to the Ministry of Health bureaucrats who've made a magnificent job of stuffing up just about everything that they've touched, and we'll let you procure the process and oversee it. Now, the Office of the Auditor General said, well, I want the bureaucrats to do it. And I'm going, oh, bugger off. There are a group of people who have systematically failed to deliver, despite the billions, no, good grief, the tens of billions of dollars that the taxpayer have given them, have manifestly failed to deliver a proper, accountable and effective public health system and a mental health system that's in disarray throughout the entire country. Now, this is a direct result of bureaucrats. Can I give you one of those examples? This is a classic. So we'll just take ADD, ADHD, but just this is the mentality. Instead of, in actual fact, saying to general practitioners, you can prescribe Ritalin, Rubifin, and a series of known, approved, internationally recognised pharmacological devices, or rather tablets, etc., medication, that has a tangible effect upon improving the life of those poor unfortunates who suffer from ADD, ADHD. Instead of you being allowed to do that, we, the Ministry of Health, will decide to invent an entire process which makes it extraordinarily hard, A, to get to anybody who diagnose you, and then to get the medication that's attendant of. And then you have to go and renew it every 2 years. Okay? This is the Ministry of Health. Now, if you layer all that, not only are you not helping those who need help, but you're also making it incredibly difficult and incredibly expensive to get the help to them when they do get diagnosed. All right, that's fine. Why would you trust those people with making a decision about mental health on anything when I've just given you one example, I could go through them. They have systematically proven that they can undermine good mental health in this country and real solutions towards. So I don't know. I think I trust the politicians who just, I have to say, I elect and who are accountable to me, and if I don't like their decisions, I can get rid of. And the real reason that Matt Ducey didn't leave it to those same Ministry of Health bureaucrats that I've just identified is because he didn't trust them. Who knows what they would have done with that $24 million? Who knows how many of their mates of many of their friends, of their associates, their fellow travellers, who are never identified in a political bureaucracy, would have in actual fact gained from that process and therefore not had a decent outcome at the other end after the monies had been awarded. That is why in a democracy, if it's between politicians choosing and bureaucrats, I go with politicians all the time. I don't care if they come from the left or the right, as long as I'm electing them. Because if I don't like their decisions, I can get rid of them. I can't get rid of these useless buggers, the bureaucrats, who are surely just as corruptible and less accountable than the politicians that I've put in place.